that you don't give it half a chance, but also some of the things that you're not into, you'll be amazed at how women would want to get into it because they want to get closer to you.
A lot of times they say shit like, "Oh, I'm free on weekends," or I'm usually free on Thursdays," or whatever the hell. So if it makes sense, then I schedule a date.
If she really liked you from the get-go, there would be no reward system you would have to look for to do anything for, right? Because it would automatically be there, And I like to do this in conversation sometimes. When you're speaking with somebody and you'll hear a girl say something like, "I'll never do this," or "I don't like this," or "I don't like that." And then you'll notice, you'll say, "Nah, I kind of like it. I like it when blah, blah, blah." And she's like, well, yeah, when you say it like that, I like it, And it's just kind of like, yeah, you switched up awfully fast for somebody that just really said they don't like something. And so, there's always been clues out there for fellas to understand, like, yo, if they really like you, they will change their whole political party.
They're not giving her real instruction. They're not letting her know what it really is. And most dudes don't do it. Most dudes don't say what it is because they're afraid to hear no, or they're afraid to bring up sex too early and all of this and all of that. But the bottom line is this. Either, again, and somebody said it, either she's feeling you or she's not. You understand? Either she's feeling you or she's not. We got to stop all this nonsense, man. Guys are too afraid to hear no, and it's like I'd rather hear no than to waste 2, 3, 4 dates and time spent, money spent, and all this other shit just to find out that you wasn't feeling me any damn way. You see what I'm saying? But so with me, first date is cool. If you don't want to do it on the first date, no problem. You could be on your period or whatever it is. There's a lot of things that could be off on the first date, right? It doesn't matter. But second date, you gotta know what it
is. For me, I like exclusive vagina to me. And that's because I don't want to catch nothing to have my later years messed up. And I like to stroke without no condom on. It feels great.
No.
So I like it.
So you like to be hugged by the sugar walls? You like to be hugged?
Yeah. I like that velvet, plush velvet. The smoothness. So,
but even then, Jay Roman, I hear you.
He don't get up for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? So, and the reason is because he has to conserve his energy to do 3 full workouts a day up until his competition date. You understand? So when he's in season, he literally just works out as hard as he can. Then he sits on the couch and his wife brings him everything. The only thing she don't do is fucking piss for him, right? So what I'm saying is, it's one thing to have a wife that does it, because you said earlier, these were the words you used. You said a woman who says, "Oh, I rock with this dude, so I don't mind doing this." But see, it's a difference between a woman who doesn't mind and a woman who cheerfully wants to do it. Understand the position of a simp. Make sure you understand the position of a friend zone nigga. Make sure you understand that a man doesn't do anything for nothing. You understand? So run the game, be careful, and do what you got to do.
Mm-hmm. And that's right there, Jay Roman. And that's the problem. Your main chick should always be prioritized over all the new chicks. Right? The new chicks should not get preferential treatment. Right? So what would make it difficult for a lot of women is if you're giving girlfriend treatment to the new chick. Right? So this is why when you very first meet women, you have to establish boundaries and parameters where they got to earn everything. So that way, when the main chick is with you and she knows you're dealing with new women, she knows they have to go through the gauntlet too. They just don't get shit quicker. Like if
Deep in the labyrinth, streets be the maze. the mic, Kerry K set in the blaze, sagging. Miles Cunham with the game so tight. J. Roman lit the torch, keeping it right. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat, pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law. Harry K drops jewels, the crowd enthralled. Words cut deep, no need for brawls. Miles Cunningham, tactic sharp like a dagger. Navigates the game, makes the haters stagger. Journey to manhood, no easy feat. Lessons from the masters, words concrete. J. Roman with the keys, opens the door. Manhood's the path, gotta crave for more. Manhood's the challenge, skill set to master. In a world moving fast, gotta move faster. Trap beat, pounding 808, shake the floor. Guided by the host, wisdom like law.
All right, here we go. Y'all. Shout out to Miles and shout out to J. Roman. They'll be joining us briefly. But for those of you who are here, good morning to y'all motherfuckers, or good afternoon, depending on where you at. Let me go ahead and plug the joint. Do women use emotional connection to control your view on sex? Oh, we're going to get deep today with it. So we do have a clip, but of course we're going to wait until Miles joins. J. Roman may be a little later, but Miles is on his way. Again, guys, do women use emotional connection to control your view on sex? Now, a lot of you have heard women say things like, I need an emotional connection with a man first, right? So we're going to delve into that. And we're going to move all the bullshit out the way. And we're going to make room for the truth. We're going to get rid of the bullshit. And we're going to bring in the truth, right? Do women use emotional connection to control your view on sex? Real quick, let me do this before we get off into it. Danny P with the $9.99. Shout out to the game and panel. Dope topic. Let's get it. Yes, it is a dope topic. If I do say so myself, it's definitely a dope topic. Right, so let me just shout some people out right quick. Wicked Scorpion, appreciate you, fam. Jazzy Jazz, what's up, baby girl? Renee P, what's up, baby girl? How you doing? Jameer, who else we got up in there? His Holiness, Frankie Shy, Phoenix Smiles. Oh, before I continue, if you have a question, put a Q in the chat, followed by your question. Right? We're going to be here for 2 hours. So right around 1 o'clock Central Standard Time, 2 o'clock Eastern, we up out of here. Right? So if you got a question, right now it's a good time to ask it, especially since we're still waiting on the other participants. Right? Phoenix Smiles was good, fam. Danny P. Demetrius was good with you. Who else we got off in here? Jay Bird got game. Who else we got up in here?
Yo, my bad, man. It's damn computer, man.
It's all right. It's all right. Hear me, brother?
Yeah, man. Hey, what's going on? What's going on, man? Good to see you. Happy to be here, man. Just getting some things done. Yo, it's like crazy. The weekends is getting busier and busier, man. It's crazy.
You know what? The summer's coming.
So, you know what I'm saying? The weather's good. Shit is going down. Like,
it's something about internally where you ramping up. It's about that time of the year. Nigga. You ramping up like your body knows it's about that time and shit. So you're getting ready.
Real talk, man. What's going on with you? Everything good?
Man, yes, sir, dog. Yes, sir. Great. The weather is great. I got some things I got to do today. One of my daughters wants to get a fucking cartilage ear piercing.
Oh my!
Here we go. With
here we go.
Here we go. Here we go. She like, Daddy, I want to see you this weekend. I miss you. Right? That's what she tells me, right?
No, you don't.
So she tells me this in a text, right?
Right.
So I'm just waiting for the other shoe to drop. I'm just waiting. Then she calls me about 30 minutes later. And then she says, so, Dad, I've been thinking, how much? what are you trying to get me to do? I know you want something. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, man, shout out to y'all. What's going on with you, though?
Chilling, man. Chilling. Just taking care of business, running errands and stuff, man. Like I said, the weather's good. I'm sure the weather's good out there where you at too, man. And but life is good, man. Life is good, man. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Manhood is a skill set. Shout out to Danny P. He said, shout out to the game and panel. Dope topic. Let's get it. So yeah, let's go, man. Let's get it. Do women use emotional connection to control your view on sex? They can. They can. That's a fact.
We're about to watch a video. Now, there's a couple of things that they say that I want to speak to. And Miles, we can always, if you hear something that you just want to speak to now, I can always take it off. You can speak to it and we can go back to it. Because they say some shit that for me it's very irritating.
Yeah.
But there was something that the ladies, and see all these co-ed panels, I tell you, bro, it's a waste of time. But there's something that she says towards the end, and I'm like, right there. I'm like, that shit that she said right there is what leads guys to end up waiting for sex. And then later on, it gets used against you later when she doesn't get her way.
Right.
Guys, listen to me. When women attempt, because a woman can't make you wait for sex. You have to be a willing participant in that charade, right? But when a woman attempts to make you wait for sex and you actually oblige her, she knows she's controlling you. She knows she's in a lead position. And she knows that her vagina is why you're following her. She knows this, right? Mm-hmm. So whether it's a conscious or subconscious thing, the minute you start acquiescing, it just becomes ingrained in her mind that she always got it like that with you. So during the course of the relationship, whether you're dating, a meaningful relationship, it will come up again. That whole emotional shit, and this is how they use it. This is how it manifests itself. It go from emotional connection to you're not servicing my emotions. That's how it flips on you, right?
Right.
This is why in the beginning you cannot let women control sex. But go ahead, Miles. You want to speak to
it? Nah, you know, it just happens. It just happens so it's so rampant. You understand? And like for example, all of this stuff going on with like Shannon Sharp and all these things, you know, guys allow themselves to be controlled. You understand? And anything you believe in outside of your own masculine identity has the power. It'll turn into a weakness. It'll turn into a weakness. Look, if you choose to believe in anything other than yourself, that thing that you believe in outside of yourself will turn into a weakness, because anything outside of yourself is a limited resource. Okay, we have to understand that. So when we talk about money, when we talk about status, when we talk about looks, all of those things can be depleted at some point. And if any of those things are taken away from you, then so goes your confidence, so goes your self-belief, and then so goes your value. But if you maintain faith in your identity, as long as you're alive, that doesn't change. Who you are is the one thing that is an abundant resource and a superpower that you have. It's infinite and it will not change. You understand? Look at Michael Jackson. As much as he used makeup and all that stuff to change the color of his skin for his vitiligo and all the plastic surgery, he was still Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying? So we have to look at our identity as an unlimited, abundant, and powerful and valuable resource, right? And once you do that, you cannot be controlled. You cannot be controlled by a woman. You cannot be controlled by money. You cannot be controlled in any capacity, because you can always anything that you're relying on starts with you, and you are the only thing that you can control. So if you are the only thing that you can control and you believe in the power and abundance and the value of yourself, who can stop you? who can manipulate you. You understand? And it just falls back on itself. And so, you know, people talk about, you know, confidence and all that other stuff. That's how you build confidence. It's like a cycle. I believe in myself. I'm the only one that can control myself, and I believe in myself, and I'm the only one that can control myself. So I have control over myself. I have influence over myself. I believe in myself, and then and nobody can stop me. You understand? But it's when we start to dwell on other things, you know, because your looks could go as you get older, you're going to get wrinkles. You're going to look different than you did when you was 18. So your looks go, you know, money comes and goes. You know, sometimes you can have a lot of money. You can lose money. You know, the money even fluctuates with the stock market right now. You understand? So anybody who got money in a mutual fund or in the stock market or even in real estate, the real estate markets go up, go down. All that shit could change at any time, right? And then you got your status. You could be a boss, manager, then you could get fired, or the company could go belly up, and then you're done. You know, you could be a party promoter in the city, but then if certain clubs go out of business, you're done. You see what I'm saying?
COVID taught everybody that.
COVID slowed a lot of shit down. All you party promoters was fucked. Right? All you party promoters who could get all the hot, you know, the hot dimes and the hot bitches into the club for free and all that shit. Your ass was done. Wasn't nobody calling you at that time, was it? You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, man, like, women are going to try to use a lot of things to control you as a man. It's up to you to understand, based on what I said about your masculine identity, that you should not be able to be controlled or influenced.
There you go. Let me say this before we get to the video. Whenever you're dealing with a woman and you guys aren't on the same page and you have differing agendas or views, you can respect a woman's view, but never do this. Never adopt a woman's views on sex.
Right.
So for all of you guys where women are telling you, oh, I'm waiting to get into a serious relationship, I'm waiting for marriage, we got to be friends first, I'm practicing abstinence, we have to date for a while. When women do that, what they're essentially telling you is, I don't care how you view sex, but if you're fucking with me, you need to view sex how I want you to view sex. Right? So when women talk about an emotional connection, number one, I want guys to understand that that's very subjective. That's very subjective. And this is what I mean by that. I want guys to understand. One of you guys can be dealing with a woman for like 2 or 3 weeks. You can go out on 2 dates, but yet there is no vibe between y'all. Y'all kind of hung out, but there's no real vibe or spark. A woman can have a conversation with a guy for 5 minutes and have more of a connection with him in 5 minutes than she's had with you in 3 weeks. So when you talk about emotional connection, when guys hear that, they go to boyfriend energy right away. Oh, I got to show her that I care. I got to make her comfortable. We got to build rapport. I got to show her that it's not just about sex and that I'm interested in getting to know her. Immediately, when women talk about emotional connection, that's where guys go.
Right.
And I'm here to tell you, no, that's not where you go. And we're going to break all that down. Never adopt a woman's views on sex, right? And let's go ahead and get to this video. Miles, the phone lines is open, right?
Oh, shit. Let me open them shits. My bad.
No, we good. I'm just going to play the video. But again, Miles, if you want me to stop it, just say, and we there.
I don't think, okay, so I say yes, we are, only because of this. When we cheat with a purpose. We cheat with a mind and a heart, not so much the other body part.
Right.
So whoever we cheat with is
somebody you can see or something.
Yeah, like.
So you basically, so wouldn't that be worse if we a family and I'm cheating just to get a nut off, but you're cheating with my potential replacement because you falling for this guy. I'm not falling for her. It's just wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and I'm back to my family. But you actually building some type of emotional connection with this guy. Wouldn't that be worse?
No, it's actually better for the woman because the person who she was originally in the relationship with, something's lacking there. So now she's getting what was lacking and then some. So
it's better for the woman, but what about the family?
It's gonna be better for my family too.
How was that?
Not him, because you already stepped out on me. So
no. It's not a scenario. It's not a scenario where he stepped out. But no, this is a scenario you just stepping out.
We're better at it because we're doing it so that it puts us in a better position in life, period. Y'all doing it just to have another trophy in your pocket.
That don't mean the kids gonna be with it. Just because you feeling Paul.
My kids?
Yeah, just because you feeling Paul and whatever's turning you off about that don't mean the kids gonna be ready for the family to be separated.
Let me stop that shit.
That whole.
So everything was wrong with that.
Yeah, that whole shit was.
So, here is the mistake, and I'm gonna show you how guys get caught up. Guys, listen to me. Now, peep what she said. Right? There is this fallacy or this myth that when women cheat, it's emotional, and then when men cheat, it's physical. That's a lie. Women cheat for the exact same reason men do. They ran into somebody else who they're sexually attracted to, so they're fucking him. Period. All that other shit about you're not servicing my emotions, you're not there for me, these are just excuses so that way a person's conscience could be clear from having any accountability in their actions they're about to take.
Right.
It's your fault that I sucked his dick. If you would have been there for me, I never would have let him cream pie me. You know what I'm saying? So, guys, it's bullshit. And how they get you, it starts from the beginning. So let's bring it back. Now, bear in mind, she said when we cheat, it's from the heart. No, it's not. It's from the vagina. You know what I'm saying? So let's be clear. But she mentioned emotional connection. The guy mentioned emotional connection. So what happens in the beginning, guys, is a woman convinces you that you guys have to establish this profound emotional connection. So let me do this real quick. Right here. Right here. Let's throw it up there. An emotional connection is about sharing feelings, being vulnerable, having trust, and seeking to understand each other. You don't need none of this for a woman to want to suck your dick. Right. None of this has to exist for a woman to get wet in your physical presence and desire you sexually. What guys have to understand is right here, this is about relationships. If you're talking about dating a woman and you're vetting her, shout out to Miles and Lucario, when we talk about vetting a woman, right? And you're exploring a relationship, you need to have an emotional connection to have a healthy relationship. When it comes to sex, no. Sexual attraction can involve physical desire and is also rooted in emotions. Real quick, I told you guys before, sexual attraction is a feeling. It's an emotion that you feel. The attraction component, the desire to want to fuck somebody, is the connection you feel. The quote-unquote emotional connection exists within sexual attraction naturally. It's already there. If a woman is sexually attracted to you, she feels the connection already. Go ahead, Miles.
I just want to say that again. I know I'm gonna sound like a fucked up misogynist, but letting these females talk on podcasts, like, because all they do is move the goalpost and justify their emotions. And how can you justify an emotion? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, how do you? Oh, you're welcome, Renee. Enjoy. How do you justify an emotion when emotion is just based on it? It's just based on how you feel at the moment. Yep. You get what I'm saying? That's ridiculous. So sitting there talking to the woman, because notice everything he said, she had like a twisted backup to make it sound right in her phrasing and in her dialogue. Everything.
Yeah.
And that's the part that I can't stand. And so it's like having these conversations don't even make sense. And what it does is it poisons the mind of the unsuspecting young man without game, because just like how these men are allowing her to move the goalposts, the average young dude with no game is thinking, oh, well, that's what I'm supposed to do to get on these females' pages, to allow them to move the goalposts and then adjust to their reasoning. You see what I'm saying? Because to go back to the title, do women use emotional connection to control your view? That's literally what she was doing within the conversation.
Yep.
She was moving the goalpost, changing perspective, pivoting, and every fucking dude in every time they spoke, they would come back around to try to see it her way. And then she kept, oh, well, you got to see that it's actually better for the family. Because he was like, oh, well, how is it going to be better for the family? Well, it's better for the family. And it's better for me, the woman, too. And it's better for everybody involved because blah, blah, blah. And what?
See, and that the fact that he engaged her and actually asked her a question shows how unintelligent and how unaware he is that you're not leading the woman. You're not showing her that what she is saying is out of touch. Because if it would have been one of us, would have been like, shut up. You sound stupid. Stop talking. Be quiet. Nothing you said made sense just now. Because what she tried, and you said reasoning, what she tried to do, she tried to take some emotions, reason it like it was logical thinking. That's what she tried to do.
You can't do it.
And because the guy is so game goofy, he think he's having an intellectual conversation with the bitch. Right? That's what he's thinking. Right? That's what he's thinking. But when you follow the woman, it's the blind leading the blind. Because, guys, sometimes you got to call women out on their bullshit.
Right.
And you got to tell them, be quiet. Be quiet. Shut up. Stop talking. Right? You got to tell them that. And then you got to school them a little bit. Right? Guys, again, do women use emotional connection to control your view on sex? Unequivocally, yes, they do.
Of course
yes, they do. Yes, they do. And let me tell you how fucked up it is to a guy who's insecure and he has no game. Let me tell you how fucked up it is on your psyche. Have you ever wondered why when some guys get cheated on, they're like, man, that's a dirty bitch right there. Hey, it's over. It's over. And the guy doesn't move on, but the other guy cries and cries and cries. And some guys actually delete themselves, right? They hurt somebody, they hurt the guy, or they hurt the chick. The reason why guys get so emotional is because they allow the woman to make them believe that sex was special to her because of emotional connection. So if you think sex is special to the woman and you wait to have sex because you think sex is special to her,
right?
That means when you're having sex, you're going to think you're special. So if she cheats on you, it's going to crush you because in your mind, you're going to think she only has sex with men that are special to her. Not only is she fucking him, but she's in love with him. And no, she's not in love with him. She met him yesterday.
Exactly.
She had you believing that emotional connection shit. And that's what happens when you follow the woman's thought process. But you got it, Miles.
And then and guys, the phone lines are open 919-647-9392, 919-647-9392. The calls are free for this show, so go ahead and call in. But I want to say that women, we have to remember that I tell you guys all the time, a woman's number one concern is her survival, right? And so in order for her to survive, she has to some extent, try to save face or in other words, she has to try to maintain her virtue. She has to try to preserve her virtue. So it's in most conversations and in most cases, you're not going to have a woman who's just going to say, oh, yeah, I just wanted some dick, because she's going to look like a slut. She's going to look like a whore. She's going to look like a chick with a high body count. And so most guys are going to look at her a certain way and shame her, and her getting that level of shame from men in her mind, in her subconscious, it puts her at odds with gaining access to resources through the gatekeeper through men as the gatekeeper. Do you see what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, since you're just a regular slut, I'm not going to regard you as the type of woman that I'm going to look out for, that I'm going to provide structure, protection, and take care of and provide resources for. Right. So the woman knows that she runs the risk of doing that when she behaves a certain way and when she talks a certain way about sex. So she always, not always, but like I said, in a lot of different conversations, such as this video clip podcast conversation, the woman has to try to use emotionality, a sense of virtue to first of all, blame the man that she's with, oh, well, there's something lacking there and I wasn't feeling the emotional connection. And so that's why I went to this other guy because, there was something missing at home. And so I went to get what was missing out there. And that's the only reason why I went outside of my marriage. That's the only reason why I stepped out. Bruce II with the $9.99 super chat. Shout out to you. Appreciate you, brother. He says, allowing someone's emotions to influence your actions make you less of a man. Man equals the immovable mountain. Woman equals the ever-changing weather. Exactly. Respect to the game and to the panel. Appreciate you, Bruce II. Yes, sir. So, yeah, the woman is always going to use these reasons and try to justify and try to. I think they call it virtue signaling because I hear people say virtue signaling, but I think if I think correctly, this is the context in which to use it. But they virtue signal to try to make themselves seem innocent while they're doing something debaucherous and detrimental to their relationship. You understand? And that I think that's a part that a lot of dudes miss out on because and here's the thing. The sad part is we still can't blame and that's a fact. The fragrance coming soon. We still can't necessarily blame the woman because remember what I said. Oh. The woman has to try to virtue signal to make herself look good. Why? Because you guys love to shame them for having a quote unquote high body count. You guys shame them. You guys make a woman think that it's not all right to like sex. Now, secretly, they love sex and secretly they love secretly. But in order to keep up appearances, they are going to continue to virtue signal. They are going to continue to put up the facade because they know that that's what a lot of you insecure dudes worry about as far as body count and as far as her being able to be wifey and all that other shit. So she's going to talk all that stuff about, oh, well, my marriage was lacking and that's why I stepped out and that's why I cheated. And that's the only reason. If everything was okay at home, I would have never done that. And blah, blah, blah.
If he would have been making me happy and doing his job as a man to secure my insecurities and service my emotional wants, needs, and desires, I never would have swallowed his nut and hopped on his pipe. I never would have did them nasty things. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of his fault. You know what I'm saying? For making me think he was the man of my dreams, only for me to fuck a man who's not in my dream, but I just wanted to fuck a new nigga. Right? Because I like variety. Real quick, virtue signaling. Is the act of expressing opinions or stances that align with popular moral values, often through social media, with the intent of demonstrating one's good character. Women do this all day on Facebook, IG. They do it all day. They post all of these fucking posts about
Bible verses. When you see a bitch with a Bible verse on her Facebook,
women do it all day. Okay, and the reason why they do it, look, women, close your ears. Look, like me and Steve do on Tuesdays. Look, go out into the lobby. There's some cake pops and some mimosas. Go out to leave. Okay, guys. The reason why women do this, the reason why women do this, right, is because the further away they get you from looking at them like a whore, the more they can control the narrative.
Exactly.
Okay, they need you to not look at them like a slut or a chick you can fuck on the first night or have a weekend fling with it. They need to get you looking at them like, oh, she's the type who only have sex with the boyfriend type. She needs you to think that for whatever she's doing to work, right? And the prettier she is, the sexier her body looks, the more modest she dressed. Oh, and Lord forbid, if she ain't got no tattoos and piercings, she don't smoke, she don't drink, she don't swear, she don't go to clubs, you niggas will buy it hook, line, and sinker. The more believable her public persona is, the more believable her presentation is, which is how she dresses, how she speaks, and how she controls the narrative using social media. Got you niggas. But go ahead. Go ahead, Jerry.
J. Roman, what's going on with you, man?
Nothing much, man. I have to apologize, fellas. A lot of stuff going on, but
no, glad you're here, man.
I'm glad I'm able to get here.
Yep.
And as soon as I read the title, there's a line that I always say is where you're not going to hold me emotionally hostage. So a lot of times ladies be holding these guys hostage, by trying to mirror their own emotions onto them, and guys fall for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Yep.
So, but go on. I'm curious on where we was going with this. And
did you see the video?
I did not see the video.
Exactly.
Right now, here we go.
I don't think. Okay, so I say yes, we are, only because of this. When we cheat with a purpose. We cheat with a mind and a heart, not so much the other body part.
Right.
So whoever we cheat with is
somebody you can see or something.
Yeah, like.
So you basically, so wouldn't that be worse if we a family and I'm cheating just to get a nut off, but you're cheating with my potential replacement because you falling for this guy? I'm not falling for her. It's just wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and I'm back to my family. But you actually building some type of emotional connection with this guy. Wouldn't that be worse?
No, it's actually better for the woman, because the person who she was originally in the relationship with, something's lacking there. So now she's getting what was lacking and then some.
So it's better for the woman, but what about the family?
It's gonna be better for my family too.
How was that?
Not him, because you already stepped out on me. So
no, that's not a scenario.
A woman, anything that's better for her is better for everybody. That's how women think.
Hold on.
We're better at it because we're doing it so that it puts us in a better position in life, period. Y'all doing it just to have another trophy in your pocket.
That don't mean the kids gonna be with it. Just because you feeling Paul.
My kids?
Yeah, just because you feeling Paul and whatever's turning you off about dad, that don't mean the kids gonna be ready for the family to be separated.
Sometimes the kids don't even need to be knowing all that.
But they will know when they see dad not home every day and Paul starting to sneak over, and then after a while Paul ain't even sneaking, he's staying over. But also, what it come down to is it worked for you, and you rationalize that it worked for everybody else in the situation.
Okay, real quick, J. Roman. I want guys, I've been a side dude too many times. Sometimes, guys, a woman can be in love with her man, have no plans on leaving him at all.
Facts.
But you just a cuter nigga that she's more sexually attracted to.
Facts.
And then when you fuck her better so she's keeping you around. And that's it. Stop believing all this emotional servicing shit. Go ahead, Jay.
One, she was just sounding goofier and goofier the more she kept talking. Trying to rationalize everything. Like, oh, it's good for the family. It's good for the kids. It's good for him. It's going to be good for the other guy, too, once he realizes I'm gone. Like, so this is the thing where has fed into why guys get so emotional when they girl cheats, right? Because this society lie that they've been saying about ladies, where it's like, oh, we have to have a connection and this bond and all this other stuff has to happen. And that's why I cheated. And it's because something was lacking over here. And there's guys that will leave relationships and be like, oh man, she cheated, but I must have done something. I did something. I don't know what I did. And, now next thing you know, they've been, what's that term they be using? Gaslighted or whatever they use, where, she done stepped out. You don't know how much she done stepped out. She just got caught this one time. And she's using all this excuses and stuff. And you're actually contemplating instead of on what you got in order, what you're really mad about, or anything like that. You're concentrating on the things she say. If you really think about half the stuff I've heard dudes say about why they lady did something, it's some goofy shit. Like a lot of it's some goofy shit. Some I couldn't hear you, Zach. Your I don't know if your mic was off or not. But
oh no, J. Roman, you got it.
Okay, yeah, a lot of it was some goofy shit, like something like you didn't when you come in the house, you don't really say hi like you used to. You sometimes you leave the house and you don't kiss me goodbye, and that connection was gone, and so that's why I let the neighbor hit. Like, nah, come on. It's ridiculous. So, this is, don't be held emotionally hostage by a woman that is just basically doing what this lady was doing on the video. It didn't matter what the scenario was. It didn't matter what the effect is. She could always rationalize it, something better for her and for a reason for doing it.
See, this is why, bro, for me personally, when I'm first dealing with new women, I keep everything super sexual right away and very, very often. And the reason why I do that is because I want the woman to understand that if you're dealing with me, what we're not going to do is tie emotions and sex together. We're not going to do that. Okay, we're not going to. Now, it can be whatever it is to her, but for me, we're not doing that, right? Because this is what happens to a lot of guys. A lot of you guys, y'all get into relationships where women start rationing the sex to you, or they start bartering the sex. Okay, and if you don't know what barter means, it means to exchange something for something else, goods and services. I'm gonna trade this silk for this fur. Okay, that's what barter means. So a lot of times y'all deal with women, they're bartering with you. Take me out, spend money on me, and I'll give you some pussy. You got women literally negotiating with you and bartering sex for, financial consideration, right? You can't have that, right? And what happens is if you start off a relationship where a woman is making you wait weeks, if not months to fuck, and you spend all that time taking her out, talking on the phone, texting all day, spending a lot of non-sexual time together, once you start to have sex, the sex is going to be tied to all that shit you was doing. I need guys to understand that. Sex is going to be tied to the dinner dates, to the movies, the comedy specials, the baseball. The sex is going to be tied to all that shit that you're doing. So what happens is when guys get into relationships, because all of that shit you was doing was never about you, it was always for her, at some point you're going to become inconsistent with how you're doing it. And then you're going to get into an argument with the chick because she's mad at you because you're being inconsistent. Because the sex was tied to all of that, her desire to want to fuck you isn't there. Because you're not doing the shit that you was doing to make her want to fuck you in the first place. Which is why I tell you, sex is the lowest form of investment. So when you very first meet women, you shouldn't have to be doing anything for her to want your dick. Right? You shouldn't have to be doing a goddamn thing. Right? And if you are, whatever you're doing to get her to want your dick or to get her to eventually fuck you, because she still don't want your dick, but to eventually fuck you, you got to continue doing that shit throughout the situation. And then when she gets caught cheating, the excuse she's going to give is, you're inconsistent. You don't take me out as much as you used to. We used to do family trips. We ain't done that in like 2 years. And if you a lame nigga, you can be like, man, I ain't treating my girl like she need to. I ain't spoiling her. You know what I'm saying? That's making her, fall into another man's arms. No, nigga, a woman cheating ain't got nothing to do with you. Right? She been had a cheating heart. She ain't never stopped fucking another nigga the whole time she was with you. You just believe she did. But go ahead. I'm just sorry. I'm just on my soapbox.
And I want to say this about your view on sex. That's a very important part to this situation, right? And I did a video a while back where I was explaining to guys that a woman, when you're with a woman, and this is why we do the vetting process. This is why we take time to set consistencies in any relationship, right? Because shout out, Nice Glass says that point needs to be. Oh, I didn't. All right. That point needs to be used in the next PUA debate, Zach. All right. Facts. I'll say that you need to create a culture and you need to create certain standards when it comes to sex between you and your woman. This is what the vetting process is for. Now, when it comes to sexual consistency, your woman should be sexually attracted to you where she is available and ready for you at all times. Even when it's that time of the month the mouth should be ready. You understand? Like certain situations, like I love seeing those shorts on Instagram where the chick just automatically starts putting her hair in a ponytail and shit. Like, that's how it needs to be. If you're with a woman and it's not like that, you're not with the right woman. I need men. I swear to God, I understand that for a lot of you guys, you've never actually met females like this, and you've never experienced a woman who loves your sexual presence so much so that she's always ready for you. But I'm telling you guys, trust me when I say this: if you're with a woman and she is not always sexually ready for you, you are with the wrong woman. Any woman that would give you an excuse to not have sex with you, barring, and I'm not a 850, hold on 1 second. Let me finish this point. I'm not a tyrant and I'm not without understanding. I understand that sometimes you could be sick, you could have an injury. You know, there's certain situations where it's like, listen, doctor said for the next couple of days, look, I can't even do that type of shit because it might rupture something. Fine. But barring that, other than that, if your woman ain't ready for you to receive you at all times, and yes, I said receive you, then you're with the wrong woman. And that is a culture and standard you should create when it comes to sex in your relationship. And if you're not creating that standard, you're doing it wrong. So we got 850, you are on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set show. We got your host, K-Zag. We got J. Roman and Miles. Name Aid City. How can we help you? Name Aid City. Go ahead. Okay, so as soon, all right. So yeah, like I was saying, guys, if you're not creating that standard in your relationship, then you're doing it wrong. Because here's the flip side though. I'll say this and then I'll pass it to you guys. With that being said, there is a certain responsibility that also comes with setting a standard for the availability of sex in your relationship. In the same vein, you have to be responsible to not besmirch the consistency of the standards that you set. So if you know you and your woman supposed to smash at least twice a week, do not be skimping on dick rationing on your woman, especially your main woman. Because I know some of you might have a main woman, you might have a side piece, but do not skimp on dick for your main girl to satisfy your side bitch. That's a mistake. Mm-hmm. So if you establish certain consistencies for your woman, and let's just say if you're monogamous, fine. Same idea. If you establish certain cultural consistencies in your relationship, yes, there is culture in your relationship. And most of the time it is set by you, the man. If you know you and your woman is supposed to have sex at least twice a week, do not let 7 days pass without you fucking your woman at least twice. That is it is a requirement. Okay, because once you fuck around and let that standard slip, then her response to you is on you. A lot of you niggas, oh yeah, I want to smash. I want to fuck 7 bitches. I want to fuck 7 new bitches every day of the week, man. And blah 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 blah. You don't even know if you have the energy for all that shit. So be careful what you ask for, because your fucking appetite might be bigger than your dick. Your lust might be bigger than your dick. And I'm not talking about size. I'm talking about ability to rise to the occasion, my brother. That's what I'm talking about. So be careful with the standards that you set. This is why the vetting process is so important, because you also need to understand your level of libido and how it coincides with your woman's libido. And if it's enough, and if it makes sense, and if y'all could work together to make it happen. You might be the type of nigga that really need to fuck every day. You might be the type of nigga that only need to fuck a couple times a week. But you got to make sure you're with the right woman though. And then once you set consistency, you got to do what you got to do to maintain that consistency. And that also includes, and I'll say this last part and I'll give it to you. That also includes keeping up with your health, making sure you work out, making sure you eat right, and doing what the fuck you got to do, and having a consistency to maintain that passion for your woman. But y'all got
there you go. So let me say this. And Miles, I'm gonna take it a step further, because you was talking about, the chick just dropping down and polishing a joint. I'm gonna take it a step further. I would say, because this is personally how I do my shit. if the woman doesn't get sexually turned on sucking my dick, she ain't it. She ain't the one. I can't make her my girl.
Facts.
If she don't get sexually turned on, if the woman doesn't get wet when she's holding her dick and got it in her mouth, she doesn't like sucking it.
Exactly.
If your woman does not get wet sucking your dick, she doesn't like sucking it. Because the reason why she's getting wet, because she can't wait to put it in her. She's thinking about it, right?
Because she feels how hard it is in the right.
Bruh. Have you ever heard a chick like moan when she's sucking a dick? Like moaning and shit, like she eating, right? Bro, if she don't do it with that type of enthusiasm, then she don't like sucking your shit, right?
Facts.
And you should literally, bro, there should be some times where you just chilling, and next thing you know, she pulling it off the drawers and just on her own, I just want to put something in my mouth. Like, go ahead, girl, do your thing, right? And I said all that to say this. Sexual attraction and sexual chemistry is very, very, very fucking important. It's very, very important because, and the reason why, there's multiple reasons why it's important, but one big reason why it's important, and guys, I want y'all to listen to me. When you're dealing with women, especially when it could be a woman you can end up in a relationship with, you want to remove the possibility that sex could be leveraged against you.
Exactly.
Or it can be used as a weapon for compliance. You want to take the power of the pussy away from women now. Take it away now. You got to take the power. Before you even fuck a chick, she got to know. You got to take the power of the vagina away so she knows she can never come to you and say, well, I'm not in the mood to fuck because you don't take me out enough. She knows she can't do that to you.
Exactly.
Because she'll get fired. But you got it, Jay.
Real quick, shout out to Unique79 with the 10-pound super chat. He says, I follow K Zach and 20's philosophy. No sex if she is on her period. If she is ill, if she's in the hospital, and we can have a couple of days without sex. But outside of those reasons, we are smashing. And Jay Roman, I just want to tell you, do a quick story. I had a situation where I had my lady just came out the hospital. She had tubes going in and out. And you know what? You got it, Jay Roman. I'm a bad boy. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
Hey, real quick.
She told me she wanted it. So
hey, real quick. They kicked me out of the hospital for fucking in the hospital room. But go ahead. My chick was admitted for some shit. She was admitted, and I was laying in the bed next to her, and she pulled this shit out. And I'm like, girl, you should be resting and healing up. She's like, I'm horny. And go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I can't say I've checked off the hospital.
Yeah, I don't know.
I was trying to think of all the stuff.
No, I'm
all
lying.
the places, all the, I can't. I don't know if I could check that off.
I did it in the nurse's station bathroom. You know that little bathroom next to the nurse's station? Yeah, we was in there.
I've been in a state building in the restroom before, the ones where they have the couches and the chairs where people go in there when they just want to rest their head and stuff. But I was gonna say this though, some of you guys are accepting the same vagina wrapped up in new lingerie only for your birthday, only for a holiday, only for Christmas, only for Valentine's.
Right.
And to me, that's because you have swallowed the philosophy, you're emotionally conditioned, and you're controlled by her view of sex.
Right.
Because ain't no way she should feel cool to wrap that thing up in a lingerie. Now, I love lingerie. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
Go ahead and wrap it up in some lingerie. However, it shouldn't be special.
Mm-hmm. That's an everyday occurrence.
It should be because that's what he likes.
Right.
That's what my guy likes, and this is why I do it. I like making him happy. I like, those things. So, when you really think about it, if you're like, oh yeah, she's gonna do this tonight because it's my birthday, or it's because it's Valentine's Day, it's because man, it's the same thing you done had 100 nights. Well, you should have had it 100 nights before.
Right.
But either way, recognize that you've been conditioned already to have the same view of sex that she does.
Right.
Yep.
Because there's no way she should be able to think of that and say, this is your gift. You didn't got her. Some of you guys that went all out on Valentine's and you got the same vagina just wrapped up in a different color lingerie.
Well,
really, and accepted it happily.
Right.
You know, she's going to give me the good head tonight.
The good head.
But see,
we're going to explore this thing tonight.
Yeah.
You know, like if that's the case, then you have to understand. Hold on, I've been conditioned. I know when I go, I don't. There's, of course, we all know about the 3 a.m. We both tired, but we went to sleep. I like to get tucked in. I don't know about anybody else. The tucked in ain't got to be acrobatical.
I don't need no bedtime story and my special blanket and nothing like that.
Yeah, my tuck in is a little there. I like to get tucked in, put to sleep. Boom. It ain't got to be exactly. What is the word? All sorts of backflips hanging from the chandelier that night.
Right.
Because it's a daily thing. I like to like to get tucked.
Yeah.
So
ain't nothing wrong with that.
So I understand. Sometimes it's gonna be that laying on the side, efficient. It's efficient though. Position. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know. I know what you're talking about. I know right behind you. All you do is just slide it on there.
Get the job done.
Move the thigh 90 degrees and just go in. But let me say this real quick. Let me say this regarding
y'all some dirty old men. I swear to God.
No,
you goddamn right.
Hold on, Zach. Hold on, Zach. Let me get my point out across though.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, every night may not be the backflip and hanging from the chandeliers and stuff like that, but it shouldn't be on a special night where it's just your birthday or Valentine's or Christmas or New Year's or whatever. Saying you should be doing what you do quite often, quite frequently, where it's definitely an enjoyable thing that she understands. That is not like, my rule is, I don't care if we're mad at each other. We could have a punch out type of argument, which really ain't one. It's one of those like, hey, all right, I know what you need tonight.
Nah, I can't do it. I can't do it.
I know.
I can't fuck until she apologizes to it, nigga. I can't do it. I cannot bless her with dick until she's apologetic and contrite. I can't do it.
See, that's my rule though. My rule is, I don't care how mad at me that you are. Because a lot of times,
okay,
you're upset with me.
Okay, my bad. My bad.
The way I roll. So I don't care how mad you are at me.
Yeah,
that should not be incumbent on.
I agree wholeheartedly. I don't care how mad you are at me. We still fucking. Yes, I agree. 100% agree. But if I'm mad, we ain't. Ladies, know it's a double standard, but it ain't fucking happening.
No, but it is a double
set the rules, man.
It is a double standard, because if we can't make it rock solid, then we can't do nothing. So it is incumbent on the woman to keep me happy. Like, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, we all got our things.
So there we go. So let me say this. Let me get back to the title, because I want to make a point. Do women use emotional connection to control your view on sex? And what they're really trying to do is get you to think they view sex a certain way that's not accurate. Okay, this was really going on. Okay, let me say that shit again. In many cases, what some women, not all women, will do is they will seek to have you believe that the way they view sex is accurate to their lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, she don't get down like that. She's different, right? So some women, they need you to view them like that.
She would never.
She would never. I ain't like the rest of them hoes. Man, let me speak of that. Let me speak to that, because I don't like when women separate themselves. I don't like when women be like, those hoes over there. Okay, and the reason why I don't like when women separate themselves is because you might be having casual sex just like she is. The only difference is the chick that she's saying those hoes over there, they're publicly sloppy about their promiscuity. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like a sexy red or somebody. They're sloppy with their right. But behind closed doors, they're doing the exact same shit. It's just one chick is careless and sloppy with her public persona. Yep. The other chick is a lady in the streets, a freaking And sometimes a lot of chicks, their real issue with some women is not that they fucking a lot, is that bitch, stop telling everybody. Stop letting everybody know you're fucking, because you're making everybody look at us like they look at you. We all know you like dick, bitch. We do too, but still, that's all it is. But
she's like, you making the block hot with all that shit. Yeah, real talk.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is. That's why it is. Because women, look, guys, again, you're gonna have some women who are professionals, maybe the entrepreneurs. They cannot be looking crazy in the streets. They cannot be associated with bottom whores. They can't be, right? And Miles, you alluded to this earlier, that you can't blame women, because I understand why a woman has to carry herself a certain way in public that might not necessarily be in alignment with how she really feels privately about certain things.
Exactly.
But she needs to control the perception. And you talk about survival. Okay, let's talk about financial survival. Let's talk about reputation. Let's talk about career. If she's a judge, she can't be out there talking about sex parties if she's a judge.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Them judges, they get down too. Them politicians, they nasty too. But they can't talk about it publicly like we can because of their positions and their status. But they freaky too. But go ahead.
Case in point, just as an example to illustrate that, I remember I was at an event and somebody hired me to take photos at this event, and it was it was like a fundraiser and it was a bunch of well-to-do people and so on and so forth, and they had like champagne and wine and stuff, and I was taking pictures, and this one lady, she called me over. She was like, and I went over to her and she's like, listen, I think you took a picture of me just now. I said, yeah. And she was like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to delete that. And now usually I don't do that shit, because usually it's like a bitch like an insecure bitch who don't like how her makeup look. And she's like, ooh, could you delete that? I look ugly, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, listen, no. So I'm a judge and there was alcohol on my table and I can't have that being in my public image at all. So I need you to show me you delete that. And I was like, by all means, ma'am. This mature black woman. And I was like, by all means, ma'am. And I showed her the back of my screen and I went to the photo and I deleted that shit. She was dead fucking serious too. Like, she wasn't even playing. Now, like I said, when I meet those chicks who, oh, my hair ain't nice, I delete it, I don't like how I look. And when I get those bitches, I'm like, look, bitch, fuck out of my face. You ain't paying for me to take these pictures, so you can't tell me what photos to delete. But that judge lady, she was dead serious. Like, she was ready to fucking subpoena me to court type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's
but not only that,
they're about their life though, for real.
Yeah, and not only that, but she was respectful and she came at you with logical reasoning.
Exactly.
As to why. The other chick was on some emotional shit.
Exactly.
Like, and that's the thing with emotions. When people come at you, with all their emotions, I can't deal with that shit. Like, look, come back to me when we can have a practical, productive, mature conversation. All them emotions and shit, I don't do that, right? Exactly. And it comes back to the title, guys. This is what guys have to understand. When we talk about women are mainly governed by their emotions. When women are dealing with you, a lot of the times, when you're following them, you're typically following them based on them making decisions that are tied to their emotions. So why, if a woman is making decisions based on how she feels, why would you follow that? Where is who is interjecting logic into the equation, right? This is why, as a man, from the very beginning, like, even when we tell women straight up, hey, look, this is what this is. Either you about it or you not. It's not about emotionalism or about sex. What it's about is, I need a practical reason to deal with you, right? I saw you, you cute, I'm curious, we're talking, right? So now I need a reason to keep talking to you. So I need to know, if you are on the same page as me. So me needing to know whether or not the sexual attraction is mutual, it's not based on my feelings, it's based on logical reasoning, because if you're not sexually attracted to me, it makes no sense for me to continue talking to you. I got to end the conversation now. And a lot of you guys, you keep giving women energy, you keep talking to them, you keep dating them, and you get into relationships. And let me just say this real quick. A lot of you guys are not compatible with the women you're dealing with. You're not, and you were never compatible. You were never compatible, right? And how you know you're not compatible is because the woman is showing you resistance out the gate. Anytime a woman says, maybe, we'll see, I'll think about it, I guess. Anytime a woman seeks to control things, whether it's sex, whether it's your date choice, oh, I don't like that. Can we do this instead? Oh, I don't like going out. I don't like going out at nights. Can you do something maybe later afternoon? Any type of controlling, guys, you can't fuck with them. You can't fuck with them, but y'all got it. We do got some questions though if y'all want to get to them.
Oh yeah, let's get to the question. And guys, guys, do not wait to the end of the show. Do not wait to the end of the show. Please call in 917-647-9392. 917-647-9392. It's a free call, so make sure y'all call in. But we can get to the questions when y'all ready.
Hold on real quick though. Let me make a couple points too when you guys are talking. One, I want to make the point about the mentality. There was a comment on there that said, hey, you guys say it's not about vagina, but you're always talking about the vagina. And I would tell you like this, that one, yeah, I'm going to definitely talk about it because I've had experiences, and those experiences have led me to my mentality on how I rock and roll right now.
Right.
And so when I'm talking about the mentality, it always goes back to my experience. And I had great experiences and I enjoyed it. So yeah, I can go on a tangent about it. However, don't miss the point. Because really we're talking about the mentality of how somebody is controlling you through sex.
Right.
If you cannot make that connection, then you're missing a lot of things here. And so I really want you to understand that you have to look a little bit deeper and understand what is going on. And that might be part of the problem, because a comment like this lets me know. It just really lets me know how awkward you feel about sex.
J. Roman, this guy, he watches all of our live streams. I've seen this guy on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. He's in Lucario shit. No. This guy, he's a fraud. And what I mean by he's a fraud is he don't get no pussy. And he's always asking questions about how to get pussy. So he's saying this because he's just frustrated because he's not being paid attention to. That's all.
Okay. And you know what's so crazy? I ain't never seen this guy before. His comments, talk to him or nothing.
I see him all the time.
Point I'm making right now, just off of one sentence, I can tell you're awkward around sex.
Exactly.
Like if you're awkward around sex, you're awkward around the opposite sex. So you might want to listen up on really what we're really talking about the mentality of it. And I think that's something that a lot of guys miss when they listen to it, because they enjoy the experience or hearing the experiences, because they too can have those experiences, or some of them have had those experiences. But even then, you got to get the mentality. Now, some of y'all, it's my last point, Zach. Zach's moving on. I appreciate it. Some of y'all, like, listen, that some of you guys have been with a relationship where you started off and not compatible, like Zach said, but didn't know it. And now you have been listening and connecting and learning, and now you do know it.
Right.
And I think that's where some people are at with the dilemma in their head, is now they have created years and families and things, and now here we are where we're not compatible.
Damn. Yo, that's
and that's a freaking dilemma.
Yep.
It's so
that's what an argument.
Real questions. Y'all need to call in and
J.
type
Roman,
some
real quick,
real
brother.
Questions. Don't be so vague with your questions.
Yeah, but a lot of these guys is young. Real quick. This is in my opinion, an argument with your woman is a sign of incompatibility. Right? And I say that because for you to argue, that's an emotional argument. I mean, and that's an emotion where there's some volatileness there. So for it to get to that point means there's a breakdown in communication.
Right.
If there's a breakdown in communication, that means either your leadership skills are faulty as a man, or your woman just flat out don't respect you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So if you're getting to the point where you're arguing, because it shouldn't be the only thing your woman should do is when she needs clarity on something is ask you a question because she's confused.
Right.
And you just provide clarity. Or if your woman has a good idea, she comes to you very respectfully. Bro, because I had women that had a better idea than me, and it saved me hundreds of dollars. And I'm like, shit, we're going to go with your idea every fucking time now.
Facts. Shout out to my lady. Facts. Yo, she's so good for that. Oh, man. It's a blessing. It's a blessing.
See,
that's what I'm saying. But as a man, if
fostered though.
Huh?
I don't think guys really understand how much you foster that sort of relationship.
Exactly.
You got to foster that relationship so that can happen. So she feels comfortable with not arguing with you, but coming with you and saying, hey, because she trusts that you will think about what she's saying and still come up with a best decision for you guys.
Exactly.
And I think a lot of guys don't understand
you empower her.
How they do that. You know what I'm saying? How they build a relationship where she says, you know what? Just because he didn't go with what I said, he still wants me to say stuff, but I know he's going to make a good decision.
Exactly.
Yeah, let me read this chat real quick. Tyler Anthony up with the 1999. Salute to the Game Kings. Your point, that's what he meant. Your point regarding the judge is accurate, given that such a position is in the office of public trust, and public trust is tied to public perception, which is controlled through society. So let me just say this.
Facts.
Women are in a funky position when it comes to sex. They're in a very, very funky position. Because if they wait too long, they're a cock tease. If they give it up too soon, they're not wifey. Right? So this is why we tell you guys be
pop locking again.
Pop locking heavy.
Straight up dude with these play with this. She understands, right? But a lot of you guys, you said what now?
You're breaking up a lot. Man.
Yeah, you're breaking up a lot, Zach. Like you breaking up.
All right, go ahead and speak to it. I'm gonna refresh my screen.
Okay.
No, I like you said, I totally agree that ladies are in a hell of a position when it comes to that. They give it up too soon. They label the hole. They give it up too late. They're teasing. They get caught with certain public images. Their view is different. Different than if a dude got caught in certain positions. Right. So, it is what it is. At the same time, I don't want that to even change your mental mentality or them to use that too as a way not to do what you asking him to do. You understand? Like you have to understand that this, I think, is where it's a beautiful thing. And I hope people that watch Miles, watch Lucario, watch Steve the Dean, watch 1950, watch Zach, and kind of put it together. But when you start putting the different things together and the things that's highlighted, you really have to have your image, that likeness that you want to live in, be you. So nothing influences that. And then you can start to influence somebody else, your mate, on to do things how you want to do them. Like I'm quite sure whoever I'm with, they probably did it differently. But when they get with me, I influence them to do it the way I like it to be done.
And that's it. That's the point. That's the point of fostering that. That's what when I talk about culture in a relationship, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You understand? You're the man, and your leadership also sets culture, because if you look at the definition of culture, all it really is it just talks about traditions. What is tradition? Tradition is repetition based on standard, based on practices that you every situation that comes up concerning a particular aspect of life, that's how we handle it. And so that begins the culture of the relationship, which carries into the culture of the family. You understand? Because how you and your woman vibe is how that's going to trickle down to the kids. And that becomes the culture of the family. Shout out to Game Wise DJ with the 199 super chat. He says, salute Game Kings and Coach Zag. Game is undefeated. Facts.
So then, to your point,
did we do this for time 2 Annie up? We did time 2 Annie up.
Yeah.
He says,
okay,
cool.
All right. So So to your point about culture, like when I think about culture, an example that pops into my head right away is New England Patriots when Tom Brady was there. There was a culture, and that the culture that was cultivated there, it had a lot to do with their hiring practices, who they hired to coach the team, the players that they drafted, the free agents that they brought in. It was based on their culture. But
Right.
that's a foundation that's laid, and it comes from respect, standards, and just a consistent way of doing things, and excellence, right, of doing things.
Excellence.
So when we talk about culture, right, the reason why a lot of you guys don't have culture in your relationships is because you never established that. So there's nothing for the woman to come into. So a lot of times, like when you guys deal with women, your relationships should actually all look the same. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's going to be differences because the woman is different and all of that, and y'all might have different things in common that you enjoy. But how you run your relationship, ultimately, it's kind of like
should be the same.
If you look at a corporation, all the employees are different, but how they conduct themselves is in alignment with the culture.
The
but
culture
they're all
of the
uniquely
company.
different. The culture of the company. But a lot of guys, they have no culture, not only for themselves, but they have no culture for their relationships, which is why all of their relationships take on the identity of the woman. All of the relationships take on the identity of the woman, which is why there's always a mixed bag of results. And they never learn anything because they think it's the woman, but it was them the whole time.
Yo, that's it right there. That's it right there. because when we talk about you dudes adjust for the female. You adjust your masculine identity for the female because it's basically your masculine identity that dictates the culture of the relationship, meaning the consistencies, the standards, and all the stuff that men through leadership put into the relationship. And guys, you got to remember, and I believe somebody said it earlier. When a man leads, he's leading because he's trying to do what's best for everybody involved. Sadly, when a woman tries to lead, she's only most of the time, there are exceptions to the rule, but majority of the time, a woman is making decisions based on how she feels at the moment.
Exactly.
But a man with a logical mind, he's thinking he got foresight for things happening in the future down the road. Like he's like, well, if I do this, he's trying to think steps ahead. The woman is just thinking, well, this is how I feel right now. And because of that reason, when a man leads, it helps everyone involved. When a woman leads, it only helps her within that moment. And, if it's a group, then the people that feel like her, but not everybody's going to feel that way at this moment. And chances are the woman who's trying to lead is not even going to feel that way in the next 5 minutes. We got 240-240. You are on live. This is DC Touchmaster DC Touchmaster. What's going on with you, Unc?
What's up, everybody? Jay Roman, K Zagan, and Miles. What's up, y'all?
What's up, bro? How you doing, man? Good
Mr. Spirit Fingers. What's up, bro?
What you call me?
Spirit Fingers.
Spirit Fingers.
And for those that don't know, DC Touchmaster, that he is the world renowned massage therapist. So make sure you holler at him, DC Touchmaster. All right.
Thank you for that plug.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Miles and Your Language Exposes You.
Yes, sir.
Recently, a young lady, I was doing some work somewhere, and I've worked with her for years off and on in different places, and she says, I must tell you, your language has changed since I met you. I said, what are you talking about? She says, well, it's like you the way you say things, it's like people have to deal with you because you're the center of your own universe. Said,
they call that main character energy. Go ahead.
Yeah, and she said,
I gotta look up shit when Miles be talking. Y'all keep talking. I gotta look up shit.
I know, right? Miles got a nigga on a computer, but and she was just saying how everything I talk about is dealing with me. It's them dealing with me, even in women. It's women dealing with me. It's me never working with other people because I act like I'm in charge. I'm the leader. I'm the only thing that matters. I said, yeah, you get it. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. And she was sitting there blinking and looking. I was like, yeah, anything else?
Right.
Hey, 50. But see, real quick, brother, that tells you how much women pay attention to, because y'all got to understand that in many cases, when you talk to women, how you talk to them is gonna have some type of what's what I'm looking for? Influence on their perception of you. So a lot of times when you speak, if how you're speaking is influencing them somehow, they're gonna pay more attention to it. Because it's influencing their feelings or their emotion about something, right? So even when you talk about just sexual attraction, right, just the way that you speak, you can say something that draws a woman into you, and you can use the fact that she's drawn to you to your advantage, and then you can entice her from there. But go ahead.
Real talk.
Go ahead.
Real talk.
Yeah, that's exactly. But I thought it was very interesting that she said it that way, that she, like you said, she noticed and she recognized that everything that I was saying, everything was about me. People had to come and deal with me. And she says, and she said something interesting. She says, the only man I knew was like that was my grandfather. Because he ran the family.
Right.
I told her, I said, well, I'm not your grandfather. And the only thing I'm going to be running is this. No, I did not say that. However.
Well, I ain't your
grandfather. You were thinking it, though. You were thinking it.
Hey, right. Right, bro. But I just go to show you people in the chat and young brothers, man, stop trying to appease everyone by trying to work on being something that you are truly not.
Facts.
And what happens is that when you do that, you wind up with health issues, i.e. stress, because you want to appear to be something else that you're not. And then you want to go ahead and keep running it. And when you fall down, i.e. people calling you out on your shit, you get depressed.
Right. Real talk. Real talk.
So just be, man, look, I was called weird, all type of shit when I was growing up, but that didn't stop me because niggas kept coming to me asking the questions because I had the answers. So, and I wasn't looking for it.
Right.
So, you guys, just be who you are. It may be goofy. Some girls like goofy. Shit, be goofy. Be you.
Hey, homie, I'm very goofy. Women who know me intimately, bro, I'm a goofy nigga, bro.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
I am the corny.
But I'm a fun-loving goofy nigga who knows when to be serious.
Right.
Yeah, and it's just being who you are. And I'm going to be 65 this year, and I talk plenty of shit out there. I don't care. I talk plenty of shit. Situation appropriate. I passed by a funeral and saw somebody. I said, man, are you the person that had your legs wrapped around the defeating? I mean, I'm just asking, was that your people? I mean, what? I mean, I talk shit. You have to be yourself in the moment. Like you said, you have to be ready at all times. Yeah, sometimes I'm gonna lie. Sometimes I do fumble, drop the ball, but you know what? Maybe that play wasn't for me. I'll move forward. Let me go do something else. I'm not pressed, but I'll move forward on another. That's me, yo.
Go ahead.
No, I said that's all I got on this Saturday, nephews and chat. So enjoy the rest of your weekend, and say your prayers if you're in that. So
all right, appreciate you, Unc. Thanks for the call. Good to hear from you, brother. All right, take it easy. All right, yes, sir. We got 757. You are on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set show. We got your host K-Zag. We got J. Roman and Miles. Name Age City. How can we help you? Go ahead.
James, Virginia. Hey, gentlemen, how you guys doing?
What's going on, man?
Hey, this is James, man. I did exactly what you told me to do, and I sent it over to you, man.
Okay, well, shit. Now that you're on the phone, we might as well talk about it. So you sent it to her?
Yes, let's talk about it. Yeah, I sent it to her, man. Yep, exactly like how you said.
Yeah. If you want to talk about it right now, you want to talk about her response? You said what?
You said what?
Did she respond to you?
Yeah, she did.
What did she say?
This is what she said, man. She said, absolutely not. What the fuck? That's diabolical. You can't be dead fucking serious, and do it with emojis with the mad face.
Aw.
Okay. Now, hold on. Okay. Now, this is one of my homies. I just did a consultation with him this morning. So can you read what she said one more time? I'm gonna show y'all something, guys. Can you read what she said one more time?
She said, absolutely not. WTF. That's diabolical. You can't be dead fucking serious. And then with like the mad emoji.
Okay, now, can you read to them what I told you to send her? Read it word for word, exactly what I told you to send her.
Okay, first and foremost, I need to address something. We're not going to gloss over the fact that you have missed a phone call. Hold on, let me go back. We're not going to gloss over the fact that you have missed a call from me and that you haven't returned it yet. I have a way to redeem yourself. Later on tonight, when you have a free moment, you're going to call me and I'm going to punish you by playing, I'm going to punish yourself by playing with your pussy.
No, I'm going to have you punish yourself. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm going to have you punish yourself by playing with your pussy over the phone, basically.
Okay, now. So.
Oh, yeah. She's flirting.
So now she's mad at that text. She's mad. I think it was a voice note. She's mad at that. Now, can you tell them how y'all met?
Okay, so this happened yesterday. Basically, I was riding through on the job. Basically, out of nowhere, man, she came up to me and was like, hey, you got a shawty? And I was like, no. And she said, okay, well, take my number. So I just took her number. And she said, call or text me tonight.
Okay, now, I want guys to understand, this woman stepped to him and asked him, did he have a shorty? Call and text me tonight. Now, there's some other shit that happened in between that, right? But what happened was, she was on some goofy shit and he was kind of following her. So I said, you got to take control of the situation and get her back to the task at hand. So I had him send that voice note. And she's upset because he was talking about sex.
Right.
But yet she's the one that stepped to him and said, here's my number. Call me. So guys, shout out to the homie Lucario, because
I don't think she's upset.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. She really upset, no?
Yeah, I don't think she's upset. I think she's trying to have him double down. Yeah.
How long ago did she reply, caller?
Yeah.
Well, I sent her the voice note. Okay, I sent her the
How
voice
long
note
ago did she reply? Just tell me when she replied, brother. That's it.
An hour and 12 minutes.
Ago?
No.
Okay, no. Ago. From it is now 1:28 p.m. How long ago did she? 1:12. Okay, so so less than an hour ago.
Less than an hour ago, yeah.
Stick to it.
Yeah.
Stick to it. Be like, oh, you mad? Just for that, when I see you, I'ma spank you or say some other shit, bro. Double down and see what she say.
There you go.
I don't know exactly what to tell you to say, because I don't know the vibe and I ain't meet the bitch, but I'm just saying double down on the spanking and the punishing and the whatever. She, you know what I'm saying? She might be trying to role play, but be careful because you might end up like Shannon Sharp. Who knows?
See, a lot of ladies though, when they don't initially see this from you, right? They don't initially look at you and get this vibe of this is the type of guy that you are.
Right.
They double and they ask the question. Like it was all what? That's diabolical. Diabolical is a flirting word. All right. That's not a punishment word. That's a flirting word.
Yeah.
Well, he said that the mad emoji. The mad emoji. We got to put everything in context.
Yeah, but that's just an emoji, though.
That's just an emoji.
Yeah.
Just saying like I'm
that's
mad.
What I'm saying. That's why you got to communicate with her to get past that. What you think.
I'm mad. You want me to punish myself,
right?
Right? She didn't say, "Oh, that's sick. You're a disgusting individual." Right?
Hold on, let's do this. Can you read it again? Can you read it again? Can you read what she sent again?
Yeah, no problem. The word for word, it says, absolutely not. WTF, exclamation mark. That's diabolical. You can't be dead fucking serious. She sent two emojis. One is like the emoji with the glass eye, like the inspector emoji, and then right behind it is the mad emoji.
Oh yeah.
Oh, she using too many emojis. She like you.
Okay, so number one,
she don't think you that guy.
All that goddamn person, like bitch, don't be cursing. You know, when you respond to my message, I don't like that shit. She talking about what the fuck you can't. So what you could send her, don't respond text, just send her a voice note. I'm absolutely serious. I look forward to hearing from you tonight.
And I'm gonna give you this diabolical dick.
I'm absolutely.
Hey, when you used to the penthouse,
just double down.
You might want to say lobby stuff right now.
Yeah. Don't address. Real quick, caller. Don't address nothing that she said, because everything she said is irrelevant to what you're trying to do.
Exactly.
Right. So all you gotta do is just text her. I'm absolutely serious.
Right.
I look forward to hearing from you tonight.
I'm gonna do it.
Leave it at that.
Absolutely serious. No problem.
Just like that. Just that simple. Just that simple.
No, you know, you can add too. Figure out a way to, because shout out to Alan Roger Curry, right? Because I got this from reading his book. Ooh, say it again. When a woman talks about how nasty you are, your response should always be that she likes it. Or you could tell her, like, if you were in person and a woman says to you, "Ooh, you nasty," then you tell her, "Ooh, say it again." That was the point of the book, right? That's the hook of the book. So in that line of dialogue, understand how to, you know, like we're telling you, to double down on the you know, being nasty and the BDSM type of vibe that you're going with, where it's like, yeah, you know, I know you like it. This, you know, I saw that when I met you, I saw that look in your eye. I know a woman like you might need a spanking, or you get what I'm saying? Like, you want to say something to that effect, it's like you can't fool me. I see right through it, and I'm exactly the guy that you're looking for. You get what I'm saying?
So essentially, caller, real quick, caller, essentially what you're doing, look at it this way. Look at it as if she's wearing a mask, a public persona, and she's trying to camouflage who she really is. Right. And all you're doing is getting her to take off her mask and show me who you really are behind closed doors. So you're speaking directly to her sexuality. You're bypassing all that social conditioning. You're bypassing all of that bullshit, and you're speaking directly to her sexuality.
Exactly. Yep.
I like the way she said diabolical. Diabolical. I mean, that word.
Think about it, Carlo. Diabolical. That's a 5-syllable. That's a $50 word, nigga. Why would she use a $50 word to fucking describe you if she wasn't? If something about you didn't trigger her, bro. And when I say trigger her, meaning trigger her interest. You get what I'm saying? Like, she could have just left you on red. She could have just got disgusted and left you on red. But she went to the trouble of calling you diabolical, and she put in two or three different emojis. Like, come on, my nigga. Like, double down on that bitch and see what's good. Double down on it and see what's good. And if she get off the phone, practice your shit, and if she hits you back before the show's over, call us back.
Do that. Do that. There you go. And let me also say this.
I like that word.
Yeah, let me also say this. Guys, when you very first meet women, you have to be mindful of how you're presenting yourself to women. Mm-hmm. Because how you present yourself to women is directly correlated to how they're going to perceive you. Now, sometimes a woman's perception of you can be inaccurate. So if you know a woman's perception of you can be inaccurate, it's best that you are as accurate as possible with your identity, so there's no fucking confusion as to who the fuck you are, right? So what happens with some of you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm trying to get him to get off the phone so he can send the fucking message. Get off the phone, nigga.
No, I'm a texter. I'm a texter. I'm absolutely serious. That's what I'm gonna do.
No, bro. No.
Get off the phone, though.
No, send a voice.
No, don't text it. Send the voice note.
Let her hear your voice.
And call her. Practice it before you send it to
people.
I was telling them this morning too. I was like, listen. I was like, play it back and listen to your voice. Make sure it's coming off like you want it to come on.
Caller, you got an iPhone? Caller, you have an iPhone?
I have an Android.
Fuck.
Hey, people hide behind text all day long, so you want her to hear your voice.
Yeah, you want her to hear your voice, and you want to
say seriously. No, I'm serious. Like, me, I'm like diabolical. I like that word. She purposely used that word. So I'd have been like diabolical. Yeah, I like that.
Caller.
You used to punishing
Send that
yourself,
shit
huh?
now so you can call us back before the show is over.
Stop. Get off the phone, caller. Get off the phone. Hit it.
Send it so we can do it now so we can respond.
Get the nigga off of here. Y'all niggas gonna keep talking to him.
Good girl. Good girl.
Oh yeah,
okay,
good girl.
So let me get back to the
good girl.
That's always a good one. Calling them good girl.
Let me get back. Let me get back to the point I was going to make earlier.
Yeah,
guys,
go ahead.
When a woman approaches you, like she's trying to get at you, you got to take it to sex ASAP. If you're attracted to her, you got to take it there ASAP. You can't fuck around with it. You can't play with it, right? And the reason why you can't play with it, because this is what guys like to think. Guys like to think, oh well, if she's showing interest, I can just chill, and the interest is always going to be there. No, because let's assume for the moment that the interest is genuine, that she's actually sexually attracted to you. Okay, the reason why she's sexually attracted to you and she stepped to you is because she has a perception of you, of who she thinks you are. The moment you interact, you act all lame and scary, you've killed her perception. So now she's looking at you like, you know what? I'm no longer interested because I thought he was him. I thought he was that sexually dominant man based on his presentation, but by the way that he speak, he ain't that dude. So what happens sometimes when you guys go from that super friendly motherfucker and then you get sexual, you throw women off.
Right.
Because they're like, wait, where this shit come from? So sometimes what happens, the resistance is not necessarily a no. The resistance is she's trying to figure out who you are. Are you that guy I initially thought you were? Are you that guy that I'm seeing now? Who are you? So sometimes a woman might do what the chick did because she's trying to, will the real motherfucker please come out? I need to know who I'm really dealing with now. Because you're showing me two different sides of you. I need to know. Right? And so sometimes that's why. Go ahead, Miles.
And see, here's the part with, shout out to the caller for calling in and getting coaching from K-Zag and all that. But here's the part where our coaching is always going to fall short. And not because there's anything wrong with our coaching, but because if you truly not that nasty nigga, it's not going to work. Like, we could coach you and tell you what to say, but if you truly not that guy, it's not going to come through. You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So he probably going to send her the voice message, but if he don't do it right, if he's not convincing, if he's not really about that life, then it's still going, show itself. The truth will come to light regardless of how much coaching you get. And that's the only thing. So, and that's why as coaches, we really try to get, me personally, especially with the masculine identity and the idea of a masculine identity, I'm trying to get you to get to the core of who you really are, because that's where you're going to find your ability to really attract the woman, right? When you really have that realistic, authentic thing about you. So if you really that dude that's gonna spank a chick and y'all gonna have fun in the bedroom on some BDSM shit or some nice playful shit like that, if you're really that guy, then it'll come through. But if you're not, it'll also come through.
And I want the guys to realize, and it falls along with our title.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about, is she more than that? Zach said, hey, yo, when you first meet her, we're going to get real sexual in this. And I know some guys are like, well, what if there's more to women than that? There's more to, it's not your job to facilitate her and the more. It's her job to show you more while doing these actions.
Thank you, J. Roman.
Bottom line, because if she really wants to show you that more, she's going to show you that more. Also, you have already broken that barrier. Like, look, this is sex and this is different. This is our attraction. This is the more that you're going to show me. If you do it the opposite way, it'll always be connected. Like Zag is saying, that she has to have this more before having sex. And trust me, no relationship. And we ain't even got to say it 100 times. Guys, you know already. You know already, or somebody complaining about it already. All you want me for is for sex? No, just wait a minute. Just wait a minute. Just wait a minute. That's when she just met you and supposed to be in this honeymoon phase. Just imagine you in 2 years in a relationship with her. Just think, and she's still saying, "Wait a minute, not tonight. Wait a minute." Like, man, connect it together, fellas. Connect it together. It ain't rocket science. Let's keep it simple. It just takes a thinking man and a hardworking man and a consistent man.
J. Roman, say it again. Wait a minute.
Just wait a minute. You know, hey, I don't think guys understand how this experience right here, right? And this experience has led us to be professors, right? So a professor can take a class about English, English is actually kind of hard, but I don't care what it is. It could be flipping a coin, and they could have a study about how to flip a coin and the odds of it. And the professor's going to have a whole classroom where he can break down how you flip, how much energy, the thumb, and, it makes it sound really big, but it really is just flipping a coin.
Right.
And the thing is that guys have to understand that when you get to the point where you really know yourself, it's simple. It's very, very simple. And you realize the actions that you've been doing before, it matters. It matters.
It all
the
matters.
Results and where you are at right now. If you're a man and you can't say these are the mistakes to where I'm at, and these are the great things to do that I did to where I'm at, then you are unrealistic about yourself. And if you're unrealistic about yourself, then you're unrealistic about the relationships you have with other people. And it's just, you guys got to start thinking and do it for yourself and really, really understand what these guys are trying to teach you.
Okay, so let me read this because I want to make another point. Perceptions can influence how people treat you, communicate with you, and react to your actions. So this is why we tell you guys a woman's perception of you matters. Now, this is what I would tell you. You should not seek to control a woman's perception of you. You shouldn't care how a woman perceives you. All you should do is just present the most authentic version of you and let the chips fall where they may. Now, let me also do this. I want to talk about this. I want to talk about this. Most men are more concerned with women submitting the pussy rather than the women submitting. This is what guys got to understand. If you really want women to submit to you, they have to submit to you non-sexually first. Right? A lot of you guys, you're too busy trying to convince the woman to fuck you. You're too busy trying to convince the woman to basically give you her pussy. Right? The woman, when we talk about cooperation, when we talk about giving women instructions and all of that, before you can even get to the bedroom, she needs to listen outside of the bedroom. Does she listen outside of the bedroom? Because, guys, I want you to think about something. If a woman, like an example would be this. If you tell a woman, you'll take my number down, and she says, oh, I don't call men that I just met, but here's my IG. Do you think she's a submissive woman if she's telling you that? Do you think? But because she's cute, you're still thinking about her submitting the pussy to you. So you're still going, not realizing that she is showing you that she has not humbly submitted to you. She has not said, you know what? I'm going to relinquish my desire to want to control this, and I'm going to follow his lead. She's showing you that she has not submitted to you, but you're still trying to get the pussy, which is why a lot of you guys, you'll get the sex, but the woman never submitted to you, which is why she's disrespectful.
Right.
But y'all,
real talk.
You good on
real talk, guys. Yeah, guys, we got about 15 minutes left to the show. Please call if you're gonna call in now. 919-647-9392. 919-647-9392. On this show, it's a free call. On this show, it's a free call. So don't be afraid to call in. 919-647-9392. Go ahead and call in, guys. Yeah, we got more. Yeah.
So he asks, is cheating an unforgivable act? Number one, I don't do monogamy, but you got to ask that for yourself. Like, because look, guys, contrary to popular belief, contrary to what you hear and see on the internet, most of these guys, if they woman cheating on them, they're taking her back.
All right, let's hold.
Don't believe a lot of this shit out here.
Let's get back to that question though. So we got 330. You are on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set show. We got your host K-Zag. We got Jay Roman and Miles. Name, age, city. These questions.
Yeah, man. Come on,
no, name, age.
What's up, guys?
Name, age, city.
William, Mr. Kime.
William Kime, what's going on with you, bro?
What up?
Oh,
nothing. Sir, what's going on?
You know, in between kid sports and whatnot, but no, I had to chime in real quick a little bit on that last caller.
Mm-hmm.
With the whole texting thing. I had a situation that happened actually last night, and it was at a local venue where there was an artist playing, and I stopped. It was an artist that I'm a fan of. I mean, I like his music and whatnot. Probably 500 people packed into a small place, and there was a woman that came up to me. She knew I didn't recognize her, but she obviously knew who I was, and she wanted me to come join her and her friend up towards the front of the stage because it was like standing room and there's no seat, just standing room, right? And I had no clue who she was, but she kept talking to me like she knew me. And she was like, I mean, she was, so people talk about like choosing signals, like she was roughing herself up against me, all kinds of crap, right?
Right.
And I was kind of like, yeah, like, I mean, she was sweaty from dancing and all that. And I was like, yeah, I could maybe hit her up on the back end. You know, we could hang out, but I wasn't in the mood to do anything with her because I had other stuff planned for afterwards anyways, right? I ended up, we went up to the bar. Me and her went back up to the bar. I got her a drink, and then she was like, you want to come back up to the front of the stage? And I said, I'll join you in a little bit. I was like, I'm going to step outside on the patio to make a phone call.
Yeah.
Long story short, I ended up leaving. It was the end of the concert. I ended up leaving, and I didn't really care because like I said, I had other stuff going on. I get a message from her on Facebook Messenger. She found me on Facebook, and she sends me a message, right? And she goes, hold on, you guys wanted me to read it word for word?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, hold on 1 second here. She goes, where did you go? LOL. I said, I left. She goes, oh, gotcha. Good seeing you again. Like, you be safe getting home. Who is driving? Uber, LOL. And I said, and it was funny because I missed you guys' show, excuse me, you and Lucario's show last night. So I was kind of listening to the playback.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's kind of what inspired me to say this. I said, if you wanted to fuck me, you can just tell me that.
Right. Yeah. If you want to fuck me, you just say that. Like,
she goes, I did. I would have if you would have come back.
No.
I said, tonight wasn't good for me. We can plan another time. She goes, okay, sounds good. I said, text me tomorrow, and I send her my number.
Right.
And
right there.
Text me.
William, hold on real quick. William, stop right there. I want to show guys something. This is a teachable moment. Thank you, William, for reading that. I want to show you what William did. William just told her, if you wanted to fuck, you could just say that. And she revealed to him, yes, I tell you guys all the time, once you broach the topic of sex, a woman has no choice but to reveal her private thoughts. Whether she wants to fuck you or not, she's going to reveal it to you. So why waste time in bullshit? Which is what William is like, you know what? This chick clearly wants something. She's kind of sweating me a little bit. So let me just give her, what the fuck she came for. She wants some dick. I got some dick for you. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of you guys, when you deal with women, instead of trying to guess what you think the woman may mean, just say what the fuck you mean.
Exactly. Now, you say you wanted, she sent you a text, and you wanted to read the text, right?
She messaged me a couple hours ago, and I forgot to respond to her. I haven't even gotten back to her yet. But
okay.
She was just like, "Hey, it's Beth from last night," and I haven't even responded yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All you got to, you know what you got to do next, William. So that's it. You're good. You're good.
It's bro. Just like I wasn't gonna call them, but I was like, kind of in contrast to the last guy that called. Like, just tell them what's up, Like,
I want to point out something else that was very important about the way you handled yourself. I am very glad that you didn't go back with her to be with her friends by the front of the stage. That was a very important move.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah,
that was a very important move because the fact that you didn't follow her lead, that's number one. Number two, the less time and presence that you give her, that's what made her miss you. That's what made her go. Notice she went on Facebook and tracked you the fuck down.
Right. Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
And the only if you had spent a bunch of time with her last night at the concert and chilled with her and her friends and had drinks and all that other shit, she wouldn't have been as interested the following morning, because what happened was she saw you at the back. Y'all went to the bar. You had a couple of drinks, and she invited you to come be with her friends. You're like, nah, I'm good. I'm gonna go over here and make a phone call. And then you just left. You gave her a taste, and then you left. And then what did she do? She tracked you the fuck down and found you on Messenger. Then you was like, here's my number. And then she went ahead and texted you. Like, she is falling in line. All you got to do is set the shit up and give her the instruction. It's a beautiful thing.
Exactly.
And let me show you guys something real quick.
Be a man and take control.
Exactly. Facts. Yeah, go ahead, Kay.
No. I just wanted to say, again, guys, this is what it looks like when a woman is into you. And let me just say this, and to what Miles said earlier about her tracking him down on Facebook. Essentially what she said was, oh, hell no, I'm not letting that dick get away. I want some of that. Ain't no way in hell I'm going to let him get away before I get my taste, right? So when he said, if you want to fuck me, she didn't act dumb. How dare you? She was like, I'm trying to get the dick. Are you going to give it to me or what? So essentially, she's asking for the dick.
You can come back, you know?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God.
Shout out to you.
So a lot of guys.
William Tom is the dude, man. William Tom is the dude. Y'all don't know about that.
A lot of guys would have went back because they would have been afraid of missing out on the opportunity.
Exactly, Jay.
Would have made them miss the opportunity.
Exactly.
And I think that a lot of guys got to understand, like, look, you know, when you're afraid to miss out, you're operating out of a place of desperation, which once again is being controlled
and I didn't
by her.
really think about the fact that I left and she didn't have my phone number or nothing, and I didn't really, like, me personally, I didn't care if I ever. Obviously, she knew who I was, and she's gonna be able to track me down, but I didn't really care if I ever talked to her again or not, you know. But I was just like, when she sent me that message,
William?
I think you guys were talking last night, you and Macario, where there was some situation where I was literally listening to you guys on the way home, and I got the message from her, and I was like, I'm just going to tell her, like, because what better way to word it? Like,
right.
Hey,
Lucario said that shit on the show just yesterday. William Kime said the same shit, and now he got a chick on it. Look, guys, and again, it's very important. I want to point something out even more specifically, because a lot of guys are still not going to get it. So you were by the bar, correct?
So I was kind of in the crowd. I was about maybe 10 feet back from the stage, and she comes over and she's like, here, come up here. Like, she wanted to introduce me to her friend.
Right.
And then I was like, you know, we're right by the front of the stage. It was pretty loud. And I said, here, let's go to the bar and grab a drink.
Exactly.
I didn't know who she was.
No. This is the point I'm trying to make. Hold on, William. Yeah. This is the point I'm trying to make. Yeah. I want you guys to see. I want you guys to see the difference in what the average guy would do and what William did. He's standing 10 feet away from the front of the stage. She's near the front of the stage with her friends. She was probably on her way to either the bathroom or back to the bar or the concession to do whatever. She bumps into William. He says to William, hey, come back with me to the front of the stage, and I want to introduce you to my friends. William says, no, instead of me following your lead, you follow my fucking lead. You come back with me to the bar and let's go get a drink, because I don't give a fuck about your friends. It's me and you here. So you come with me to where I say we go. He brought her back to the bar area. Y'all probably interacted, had a couple of drinks, and then she still once again offered you, hey, come back with me to the front to be with me and my friends. And William was like, nah, I gotta go over here and make a phone call. Fuck you and your friends.
Literally, we were at the bar for maybe 3 minutes.
Exactly. It don't take that much. That's what I'm trying to explain. Right. It don't take that much. These dudes.
Conversation.
These dudes go into a club, they see a girl, and they talk to her all fucking night long, trying to build rapport.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny, and in contrast to what this last caller was saying, hopefully he'll get some message through to the girl, but yeah, like you don't. I always say more is less. The less you say, the more the better it's going to work for you.
Exactly.
I really want guys to understand that it has to be you, though.
Yeah.
Right. So somebody could do all the actions that William just did.
Yeah.
In the hopes that she will call, in the hopes that she will look up this information and call them. And if you're doing it in the hopes, then it's the same thing as following her to the front of the bar, because it's all in a kind of desperate hoping of action, and it's a move you're making.
Right.
When it's you, it's not a move you're making. And William keeps saying it. I didn't care either way what happened. I did what I wanted to do. I didn't want to go to the front where it was sweaty and loud. Right. I didn't want to go over there. I went to the bar, did whatever I had to do over there. She said, "Oh, come back." Nah, I'm gonna make me a phone call. I don't want to go over there. Make a phone call, and he left. It wasn't in the hopes that she would find him on Instagram or DM or nothing like that. It was out of his head, like, hey, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I'm having a good time. I came to do what I had to do, and I'm gone.
Right.
A lot of guys listen to stuff or listen to other people, and they do the same moves
right
as a play to get the result. But at the same time, it ain't really the same move because you're hoping instead of it being you.
Exactly.
And that's the difference.
Yep.
Real
quick. So William, I'll give you the last word. Cause we got a bunch of other calls, but go ahead.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. No, I just wanted to call in quick and share that story because I was like, and the fact that I was listening to the playback when I got that message, and Vicario said something about, if you want to fuck me, just tell me.
Right.
I was like, that's perfect wording,
Exactly. And, beautiful. Everything worked out. Everything worked out like it was supposed to. Facts. All right, man. Hey, William, we appreciate you, bro. Thanks for calling the show. Thanks for sharing your story. You have a good rest of your weekend. All right.
All right, you too. I'll talk to you all later.
All right, man, and make sure you tune in. Make sure you tune in to us 12 noon tomorrow. Real Game No Theory. All right.
For sure, I'll be on.
All right, take it easy, brother. All right, let me see.
Right,
we got. All right, so we got 757.
And ladies, most dudes don't want to be up at the stage with a dude performing or somebody performing.
Right.
We don't want to be that close.
Yeah, front stage is for the bitches. That's a fact. 757. You are on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set Show. We got your host, KZ. We got J. Roman and Miles. Name, age, city. How can we help you?
Hold
on, guys. I'm only talking. Sorry. So there's two 757s. I'm sorry. So I'm talking to 757-816 at the current moment. Okay, that's who I'm talking to right now. Okay. So and thank you other 757 for your patience. Now 757-816. Go ahead. Name, age, city. Go ahead.
The James 29. So I'm calling back. We just discussed the text message earlier. So I've already sent the voice note.
All right. What happened?
So she sent the text message back, and this is what she said. I'm not even going to entertain and listen to this one. I'm so sorry. I gave you my number. Absolutely not. Not my thing. Have a good day.
Okay. Now all you got to do is hit it back with, if something changes, I got it here for you. Something like that. You know what I'm saying?
What did you say though?
Yeah. What did you say in your voice note?
In your voice note.
In the voice note, I said, ooh, diabolical. I like that word. And I said, I am dead serious.
Nice. Okay. No problem.
Yes.
No problem. All you gotta just be like, hey, when you change your mind, you got my info, or I got it here for you. That's it.
Okay.
So right. I want to go back real quick. Hold on, caller. I want to go back because there are some miscellaneous details that y'all don't know, but I gotta mention it because I want to show guys when certain red flags come up. This is the type of shit that happens. So what happened when the caller told the chick earlier before all of this shit transpired. He said, "I'm about to call you in 20 minutes." What happened?
No, go ahead.
No, he said, "I'm about to call you in 20 minutes." Right? And she said, "I'm in the bed, but okay." So he called her 20 minutes. Phone went straight to voicemail. She never called him back. And then the next morning, she responded with an emoji and good morning. Now, what I want guys to understand, when you tell a chick, "I'm calling you in 20 minutes," and you call her in 20 minutes and your shit go to voicemail, she sent you there on purpose.
Yeah.
Right? So, and I told him this morning that was a red flag that
Right
it wasn't going to go your way right then and there. And this is the end call.
Can I give you the first red flag though? Call it. Do you know what the first red flag was?
No, what was it?
The first red flag was when you met her and she asked you if you got a shorty. What did you say she said?
She said, "Hey, do you have a shorty?" And I said, "No."
Yeah.
And she said, "Okay, well, take my number."
Okay, stop right there. Stop right there. That was a woman giving you instruction.
Mm-hmm.
So that's literally the first red flag. You understand?
Yes.
But this is it's something that I meant to mention on the first call, but then we started getting into what to say back to the emojis and all that bullshit. But this is why we practice. This is why, shout out to Lucario, this is why we suggest 25 a day. And it's not about the actual number 25, but this is why we suggest volume, because it's all about practice. Because trust me, if there were no red flags and certain things lined up like how they should, your response would have been the perfect response. Do you understand what I'm saying? So I don't want you to look at this situation as, "Oh, I'll never do that again." No, there is a situation where that what you said, like, "Ooh, I like that word, diabolical. Yeah, I like that shit, and I'm dead serious and cool. Like all that shit. In another situation, it would have worked. You get what I'm saying? So a lot of you guys, when you don't end up fucking a bitch, you automatically like want to toss shit out the window, like, "Oh my God, that'll never work. I'll never do that again." But that's the reason why you practice in volume, so you can understand the difference in how things should go when the red flags show themselves and the patterns. Shout out to Lucario. The last program that he did on the Bad Boy Membership, badboymembership.com, is called "How to See Patterns Out Here in the Dating Game." So make sure you go check that out if you want to understand what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is, this is why we practice, because it's not about the woman and her, not complying or acting like she's not interested. It's about you understanding what to say, how to say it, and what patterns to look for. Do you understand what I'm saying to you, caller?
Yeah, I completely understand, and I didn't really look at it as an L. The thing about the situation, because of you guys, and thanks, Dag. Now my time wasn't wasted, so
exactly.
now
I was about to comment on that.
Exactly.
Like that was an easy 2 days right there.
Exactly.
That's a quick 2 days, and you avoided a lot.
Yep. And you also learn some game for, like I said, any situation coming up where you holler at a chick and she give you that type of energy, like she trying to get spanked, then you already know how to play it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. So yeah, we appreciate you, man. Thanks for sharing the story, and thanks for coming back with the conclusion.
Yeah, no problem. So I'm just gonna say I just say no problem. That's it. I'm gonna just end it there.
Okay, cool.
Okay. All right. Appreciate it, y'all.
All right. Peace, bro.
All right.
I don't like the emoji in the morning. They wake up and it could have been a group emoji. She sent it out to 6 different people. Boop, boop,
right.
Boop.
All right. So
there you go.
So we got 619, the other 757. I'm gonna get to you, but 619 had called in before you did. So 619, you are on live with the Manhood is a Skill Set show. Name, age, city. How can we help you?
Hello.
Yeah, 619.
Yeah, man. I was just wondering about some
name,
normal games.
age, city. Name, age, city.
For sure, man. Name H City, Rob, San Diego, man, Vegas, 28.
Brother, and no disrespect, but are you on the spectrum or do you have a speech impediment or are you trolling? Which one? What are we doing?
Nah, man, just pee down, man, for real. But you know what I'm saying? I just had my questions and all, man, to get some normal game and some mild Cunningham.
I don't know about this. We already on OT. I don't have time for this. We already on OT. I'm not fucking with you. All right, 757. You are on live with the man. It is a skill set show. We got your host K-Zag. We got Jay Roman and Miles. Name 8 City. How can we help?
Type your stuff out.
We already on OT. I'm not dealing with the bullshit.
All right, I'll make it quick there, Miles and K-Zag and Jay Roman. My name is Chef Ray, San Juan, Puerto Rico. I'm 50, brother. I just wanted to give you a call and just say, look, outstanding job that you're doing. And I just want to give a quick reference. Miles, I got back with you about a few months ago. I was in the hospital down in the VA.
Okay.
And I had met this Puerto Rico down here. Didn't even know any Spanish, but it was just my confidence for me to even be out my element, just to go up in front of it and just try to, express them. And she wound up knowing more English. So long story short, she came in. I didn't have anybody down here to get me out of the hospital. She drove and got me out of the hospital and everything.
Nice.
But the thing is that the fact that I came at her in a confident way, and we was at a concert last week, and they had a torrential downpour, and we was heading down, and just by me making it look better, right now it's raining right here. I'm gonna make an executive decision right now. We're gonna go this way instead of this way we was gonna go before.
Right.
And just by expressing that, showing her, leading her in the best interest for her, got her into a way that now she's just coming to me like, Poppy, calling me, making sure that I'm taken care of, coming over, cooking meals for me for the week. So, because I'm working right now, but these young men need to know, if you put yourself in a confident way and know yourself and be able to express yourself and lead this woman, because these women out here, these guys are too soft out here.
Yeah.
Put your foot down, let them know, lead them by the hand, and do it in a way and make them feel like, damn, I'm with him, and I feel special being around him, not him making me feel special. But I know you're an OT, brothers. Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir.
And cigars to all y'all.
Hey, appreciate you, brother. And shout out to all my people in Puerto Rico. Puerto Rico, if you ain't been to Puerto Rico yet and you a U.S. citizen, stop wasting time. Get your ass to Puerto Rico. It's a beautiful fucking state. Remember, it's a part of the United States territory. So don't deprive yourself of the opportunity. It's a lot of beautiful areas, a lot of beautiful women, and Puerto Rico's damn near a party every fucking where you go. And there's a lot of great and nice people out there. I've been out there. It's a beautiful thing. So, man, shout out to Puerto Rico and shout out to you for sharing your story, my brother. Thanks for calling in.
No problem.
All right. Take it easy, brother. All right. Let me get these lines over. If you want to do those questions real quick and then we could get up out of here. No new questions though. Please. No new questions.
Right, cool. I got you. All right. So we already did the cheating is a forgivable act. My thing is, again, monogamy, to my knowledge, I've never been cheated on. I don't know what it feels like to be cheated on. I'm not saying a woman never cheated on me. I just never caught a woman, so I don't know. But I do know when I was in a monogamous relationship, it's a fireable offense. Period. There's no discussion. Y'all want to answer that? Move on to the next joint.
Yeah, to me, real quick, it's only cheating if she professes her exclusivity to me. And then she goes back on her word. That's the only time it's cheating to me. But off the bat, I'm already non-monogamous. So
exactly.
The only thing about cheating is if the outside shit is fucking with what we got. So if she's fucking another dude and it doesn't obstruct anything we're doing, I'm fine. But let's just say we playing date night for Thursday night, and then you hit me up talking about, I can't make it because such and such. No. Now you're cheating because we already agreed on date night Thursday, and now you telling me you canceling our shit for some other nigga. Now you fucking up, and now that's a fireable offense. You understand? So it's like you said, Kay. It's what you establish, and like I say, for the culture of your relationship. You got it, Jay.
No, I agree with both of you guys. If that's what it was set to be, then that's what it's set to be. Anything outside of that, cheating, not cheating, even if the attitude's outside of that, it's time to roll. So
exactly. Yep.
So he asked this question: what if women
go ahead.
don't like anal? What if your woman don't like anal? Guys, she shouldn't be your woman. God, if y'all are dating multiple women, then it doesn't matter if one woman doesn't like that one thing, as long as the other woman does. But when y'all talk about getting into these monogamous, sexually exclusive relationship, if sex is important to you and the freaky things you like to do is important to you, why would you get into a relationship with a woman that doesn't do that shit? But y'all got it.
Anal is cool, but it's not. It for me, it's not a deal breaker. Personally, it's not.
Exactly.
It's not a deal breaker, but my thing is, some guys be like this, man. You got with her, you wasn't in the anal yourself,
right?
Man, like, you been seeing in some videos, and you heard your boys talk about it, and now you asking her to do anal and all this stuff, and you know she's not into it.
Right.
Like, come on, we gotta be. To me, you got to lead in all these examples. Like, come on, man. You know, okay, she ain't into it. That ain't my woman.
Right.
That's that. So,
yeah,
you don't lose your whole relationship because she won't take it.
Right.
And ain't like,
ain't no deal breaker. But head on the other hand, that's a definite deal breaker, my nigga. Like,
but you should have known you like that before you got in a relationship.
Exactly. Real talk. Nice Glass says, is entertaining that woman after she sent that mad tech considered passing a shit test? No, it's not considered passing a shit test, because if you hit the playback, we actually deduced that she may not actually be angry. So it wasn't about passing a shit test. It was about doubling down on what the man wanted to make happen, meaning staying focused on the plan. It wasn't about passing a shit test. Not at all.
No, but also, guys, real quick, J. Roman. Also, guys, y'all have to understand that dealing with women. Okay, look, if you're gonna be a guy out here dating casually, it's a skill set. It really is to deal with women casually and to juggle women. It's a skill. A lot of guys don't have the skill of management. Okay, you have to manage women. So part of that. If you got like women on your roster, for instance, who are solid, they've already, done what they need to do, right? You're going to have new women coming on. And every now and again, you're going to get chicks, they act like they down, but if you really take a step back, they really not as down as they need to be on the team. Like, so the chick, the fact that she approached him and asked him, did he have a shorty, and hit him with the digits, most guys would automatically assume that they fucking. Oh yeah, she in. It's in the bag. No, not so quick. Why is she approaching you? What's her agenda? Right. Is she looking for a boyfriend? The fact that y'all work together. Maybe she knows you make good money at your position, and she's looking for a sponsor. Right? Exactly. And not only that, but she called that nigga boo, and that's a text that y'all didn't hear about. Anytime a woman starts calling you pet names and you met her 24 hours ago, that's a red flag.
A red flag too. It was a lot of red flags in that situation, to be honest. Go ahead, Jay.
And Zach, I like the way you said, hey, there's some text y'all don't know about.
Right.
But we just took it from that one text. Okay, and also, I would say, when you say, I always like to double down when somebody says, are you serious? Because when ladies say, are you serious? They're trying to check you. They're trying to say,
real talk.
Change what you're saying, change what you're doing. And so you got to say, no, this is who I am.
Yeah, I'm dead serious.
Because in no situation, if you say, hey, I want you to get dressed up, go out to dinner. Are you serious? No, she didn't say that. She's not saying things that she's agreeing upon or agreeable to her. She's checking you. And so whenever you ask me, are you serious? I will look at you like, yeah, I'm dead serious. This is how I feel.
Yeah.
So, he should have doubled down. And my thing is, look, some of you guys take yourselves too serious, right? It's gaining experience. So at that moment, he could have said anything just to say it. Just to say, I didn't said that before on the text. I could done in this before on the text. I didn't got this out. I feel more comfortable sending text about how I really want things to go because I've been doing it. And I think that's the thing. Gain the experience. Like you ain't gotta, every woman ain't for you. You ain't gotta get every woman, but gain the experience.
All right. We got any more questions?
Nope, that's it. It's about that
That's
time.
it. All right, guys. Hey, listen, guys. Thank you guys for joining us today for the Manhood is a Skill Set show. I appreciate the panel, man. And guys, remember to check us out tomorrow at 12 noon at 12 noon for the Real Game No Theory show. Shout out to 1950, Steve the Dean, Lucario, Zag, and myself. We're gonna be out there doing the show. And then of course, make sure you guys go to masculineidentity.com to get your soap. Anything else you guys want to plug before we get up out of here? Shout out to Renee P. Thank you, sweetheart, for what you do. And all the other moderators as well. Unique 79, yes, sir.
Yeah, there you go. Just be on the lookout for some content I'm gonna be dropping very soon. And I'm gonna dive more into when you guys out here meeting these women, you need to have a plan for yourself as far as the type of dating experience that you want.
Mm-hmm.
And when you talk to women, anything and everything you say and do needs to be geared to that particular dating experience that you covet. And any woman who is saying or doing anything that's in direct opposition to that dating experience that you want, you got to get rid of them. But go ahead, Jay.
Facts.
Hey, fellas, you don't hop in the car and then start driving with no plan on where to go.
Facts.
So don't be a passenger in your own life. Drive your car, drive it the way you want to, have a plan on where you're going.
Facts.
But I'm out. Appreciate it, Zach, like always, man.
Peace. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.